Hi, welcome back. If you're new around here, my name's Christie and I am mum to one very gorgeous girl called Grace who was one a couple of months back, so she's just over one now, and I'm also pregnant now with our second child. This week is going to be my week 9 pregnancy update, and I forgot last week to show you my bump, so I'll do that first thing, but I'll also tell you about the symptoms that I've been experiencing this week and everything else that's going on in the pregnancy. So if you're pregnant yourself or want to be, or not pregnant at all and you just like these kinds of videos, then subscribe, because I'll be doing a weekly update every week now until the birth, and I'd love to have you as a viewer. So stay tuned and I'll tell you all about week 9. Also, I'm going to get ready while I talk to you today because I may as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, so like I say, I forgot to show you my bump last week, so let me show you that now. So as you can see, I'm really starting to look pregnant this week and feel quite pregnant in terms of the size of my bump. And I think that's been the main thing that I've kind of noticed this week, is just how large I'm feeling in the uterus area, especially like in the evening when I've also eaten, because the bloat then sits on top. But it was getting to the point where I was feeling like I couldn't even like hide it. I'm lucky at the minute because I'm working from home. If you're watching this in the future, we are in the middle of the COVID pandemic, so it's all a bit weird. I'm still working from home, so I haven't had to go into work and see lots of people, which has made things easier. However, I did see some friends the other night and I told them, and one of my friends said, "Oh yeah, I thought you looked pregnant." So I think I'm getting to that point now where it would be quite difficult to disguise. The other thing that I've noticed this week, along the same lines really, is that I think I've got a bit of like ab separation. Like I've got like the line going down the middle of my stomach when I tense, like when I try to sit up or when I laugh, I get like that line where it's almost like whatever's inside is poking through. It doesn't bother me and it's not causing me any discomfort, but it's just something that I've noticed this week in particular. And I guess it's kind of to be expected, given that I was only, well, about 12 months past my last pregnancy when I fell pregnant this time, so there hasn't been an enormous gap between them. But yeah, that's definitely something that I've been noticing this week. Let's stick with the body theme. Obviously, if you watched my video last week, I spoke quite a bit about bodily fluids and parts and all those TMI bits. But again, this week, just like my boobs feel enormous, like so much bigger than usual. And I'm not a big chested lady, so it is more noticeable. And they just still are feeling quite tender and probably the best they've ever looked. But I don't want anyone to come near them because they're so sore. But yeah, getting used to that as a new symptom. Obviously they look nice, but I'm trying to put them in supportive wear so that they don't feel too jiggled about during the day. If you've watched these updates, you'll know that one of the main things that I've been struggling with since the beginning of probably week 7 or 8 has been my sickness. And I remember with Grace, it kind of peaked around this time, which is, week 9. And this week I've been, even though I've been on my like medication, my anti-sickness tablets and stuff, I have noticed like the sickness trying to kind of poke through. So even some days where I've had like 6 tablets, I'm allowed to have 6 a day, I've still noticed that after the 6, like I can feel the nausea like trying to push through that tablet and that medication. So that's been a bit of a struggle because it feels like disappointing that obviously I felt like I'd really found something that was working for me, and I think overall it is, but I just don't want to experience the sickness as I was before. That being said, the tablets that I'm on have been fantastic, and I don't think I would have got through like the last couple of weeks without them. I think I said before that I used to be on cyclazine when I was with Grace, and this time they've put me on something different, which is called prochlorperazine, and that seems to work a lot better for me. But still, yeah, I can feel that the sickness is kind of right there wanting to come through, and I'm just having to be really, really religious about taking my medication when I need to, so that it doesn't get worse and I don't feel that sickness coming on. Just a quick update then on how the pregnancy is going in general. So we have actually announced the pregnancy now. I think partly because my bump was getting so big that it was just getting silly trying to pretend that I wasn't pregnant, and also partly because I don't really have that superstition about the 12 weeks like I used to. So I have, trigger warning, experienced pregnancy loss before, and that time I didn't tell anyone, and I was planning to wait until 12 weeks, and then obviously we lost the baby, and it was just a really lonely and isolating time, and it was almost like I felt bad about with my parents and stuff. The first bit of news, us telling them about us wanting to grow our family, was bad news, and I haven't wanted that again. So we don't really wait the full 12 weeks, and we didn't with Grace either. I think we announced Grace at about 10. I'm 10 weeks today actually, so towards the end of week 9 is when we announced, and I feel really comfortable with that. I know that's not for everyone, but it just does make my life a little bit easier as well, especially where I experienced that sickness in the first trimester. It just helps when people kind of understand why you're not feeling yourself, or leaving things early, or not going to things because you're not really feeling 100%. Another weird symptom that I've had this week actually, or I remember, is that I've been having quite a few nosebleeds. I haven't been particularly well. I have taken a COVID test, so I know it's not that. But Grace has picked up a cold from nursery, I think. And I've just noticed when I've not been on days where I've really not been feeling very well and been quite snotty and coldy, I've had more nosebleeds than I would usually if I had a cold. The other thing that I mentioned last week was that we were going to be doing a gender reveal this week. So the way that we did it was we got a sneak peek gender DNA test, which you can buy online. They're about £60. And I did the blood test myself at home, and then I sent it off in the post. And you can put in, when you activate your kit online, a recipient email for the results, and I put my friend's email in there, so she knew the results before we did. We knew we were going to have a pregnancy photo shoot anyway, so what we did was we got pink and blue cannons, and we asked my friend to bring both. And then once she had the results, she could give us the right cannons, the corresponding cannons, and we opened them on camera. So we've got these really lovely photos of the first moment that we actually find out together. I'm not going to announce it just yet because I want to be sure from the 20-week scan that the answer is correct. So we're going to keep that between us for now, but we do know what we're having, and we're really, really excited. So that's everything for my week 9 pregnancy update. If you like this video, please like and leave me a comment below, and subscribe so you can see my future updates. But if not, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.